Welcome to this episode about the contractual service margin and loss component. Have you already started studying how much profit or loss every insurance company is disclosing under the new standard IFRS 17? If yes, this video might very well be what you were looking for. Stay with me as we understand together how to read this important financial information. If you missed previous episodes about more basic explanations of IFRS 17 disclosure reports, here below are the links to those episodes. Ready to take off? Then let's open together the reports notebook of the IFRS 17 template project.
We are now in section 8 of the reports notebook, which you can find in the IFRS 17 template project. This section is devoted to contractual service margin and loss component. The contractual service margin, or CSM, is the unearned profit that an entity expects to earn as it provides services going forward, taking risk adjustment and deferred expenses payments into account. In IFRS 17, this profit is not recognized immediately and fully, but rather it's part earned in the current period compared to all periods of the contract lifetime. The coverage unit determines this part. Conversely, if no profit is expected, we turn to the loss component. Unlike the CSM, the resulting loss component of a group of insurance contract must be recognized in the profit and loss statement of the period immediately. Lastly, the loss recovery component is a counterpart of the loss component and is based on the expected loss recoveries to be paid by a reinsurer. Systemorph standard solution also implements this, but reinsurance is covered in detail in other videos of this series. In this report, the three quantities are shown side by side to enhance analysis. Default slicing is by estimate type, which distinguishes between CSM and loss component contributions and is automatically enforced. The report shows separate figures for in-force, new, and combined business. It also shows results in analysis of change resolution, as the allocation to profit or loss is done at each step of the analysis of change separately, from the opening balance, through the model correction, interest accretion, credit risk update, experience variance amortization, to name a few, up to closing balance, wherever these analysis steps apply. The calculation engine allows for different granularities and aggregation levels. One can promptly slice the view per business unit, line of business, or group of insurance contracts. For instance, we now want to enable the slice by a group of contracts, and it's possible to do this in the following way. Now, the total is still available if we aggregate the results. And on top, we can inspect the profitability per unit of account. Suppose now we are interested in the group of contract DT 4.1, in this one. We can now enable the filter and select it explicitly to investigate its profitability. And voila, we see in this case that the opening balance of the in-force business has a positive CSM, and the combined closing balance shows an increased positive CSM as the new business is also profitable. Therefore, there is no switch from the contractual service margin to a loss component at closing. We can deduce that DT 4.1 is profitable even considering the new business. Let's now compare this, for instance, with another group of contract, the DT 1.1. Here we also see a positive CSM in the in-force opening balance. The new business is onerous with an adverse experience variance and appears in the loss component column. However, the combined closing balance still shows a positive CSM due to the strongly profitable development of the in-force business. The loss component of the new business is dissolved at period closing, and the contractual service margin remains. Of course, the loss component of the new business may be larger than the remaining CSM plus the other amounts related to in-force and combined business. In this case, we have a switch from a positive CSM at opening to a loss-making business at closing. Understanding and comparing CSM and loss component means understanding business performance. In particular, the CSM of new business is understood to be a key performance indicator. Business analysts need to interpret the CSM and loss component if they were to acknowledge and differentiate a loss-making business from a profitable one. It is important to consider that implementation details do matter. In some cases, they may lead to a switch from CSM to loss component. That is, from profit to an immediately recognized loss, or the other way around. This has an immediate impact on the perception of the business analysts. We will present a few important examples of this in the new video.
Hope you have found this video helpful. If yes, please give it a like and share it with your community. Also, do not hesitate to ask me questions here in the comments below. I'll see you in the next episodes. Bye for now.